Buddy, stop right there. I know exactly what's happening. You've been the one initiating every conversation, planning every date, dishing out compliments like they're candy, and yet she's slipping away. She's distant, unbothered, and nowhere near as excited as you are. And now you're stuck wondering, what the hell went wrong? Let me tell you the hard truth most guys refuse to accept. The more you chase, the faster she runs. You think that by being extra nice, proving your worth, and making her feel special, she'll finally see you the way you see her. But in reality, you're making the biggest mistake that kills attraction. You're making yourself too easy, too predictable, and too available. Women don't crave what's handed to them on a silver platter. They're drawn to what feels earned, what feels exciting, what feels like a challenge. And the moment she senses that you need her more than she needs you, that's the moment she starts pulling away. But here's the good news. Fixing this isn't about playing games or pretending not to care. It's about understanding how attraction actually works. So today, I'm breaking down why trying too hard is destroying your chances and exactly what you need to do instead. Buckle up, because this might just change the way you approach women forever. The power of pulling back. Let's start with something most guys completely misunderstand: being too available. You meet someone you really like, and suddenly you're always texting, always eager to hang out, always ready to drop everything for her. At first, she seems interested, but before you know it, she starts pulling away. You're left wondering what you did wrong. Here's the reality. When there's no space, no mystery, and no tension, attraction doesn't grow, it dies. Think about it. Have you ever received something so easily that it lost its value? That's human nature, and this isn't just some modern dating cliché. History proves it. Take Pablo Picasso and Dora Maar in 1936 Paris. Picasso, one of the greatest artists of all time, was used to women falling at his feet. But then came Dora, a mysterious, independent, and passionate photographer. Unlike the others, she didn't worship him. She challenged him, had her own interests, her own ambitions. And that drove Picasso crazy for her. The more she focused on herself, the more he pursued her. She became his muse, his obsession. The lesson? Pulling back isn't about playing games. It's about proving to yourself and to her that you have value, with or without her attention. People respect and desire what isn't handed to them on a silver platter. So, if you ever catch yourself chasing too hard, take a step back. If she truly likes you, she'll come to you. If she doesn't, you just saved yourself a lot of wasted time and energy. Give her space to miss you. Let me break it down even further. You ever notice how taking a break from your phone makes everything feel fresh again? The silence makes you appreciate things more. That's exactly how attraction works. If you're always around, always initiating, always keeping the conversation alive, she never gets a chance to miss you. And that feeling of missing you? That's what creates desire. That's what makes her think about you, crave you, want you. Imagine your favorite food. Let's say you love pizza. You eat it once. It's amazing. Twice? Still great. But if you have it every single day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it stops feeling special. You stop craving it. But if you take a break, that first bite again feels incredible. The same applies to relationships. If you're always available, always in her face, she never has a moment to wonder about you, to think, where is he? What's he up to? And that moment is where attraction grows. Now, this doesn't mean you should ignore her just to make a point. It simply means focusing on your own life instead of obsessing over her response time. Because when someone starts wondering about you, that's when you know you're doing it right. Give her space to miss you. If she's truly into you, she will reach out. If she doesn't, well, now you know exactly where she stands without wasting your energy. Stop trying to prove yourself. Here's a mistake almost every guy makes. You meet a girl you like, and suddenly, you feel the need to convince her why she should like you back. You start listing your achievements, cracking jokes constantly, being extra nice, doing everything to impress her. But real confidence isn't about proving yourself. It's about knowing your worth, whether she acknowledges it or not. Think about the people you naturally respect. They aren't the ones bragging or trying to dominate the conversation. They're the ones who are just comfortable in their own skin. They don't overcompensate, they don't try too hard, and yet people are drawn to them. Women can sense when a guy is seeking validation, and that energy, it's unattractive. It screams insecurity. On the flip side, when you stop trying to impress, when you just show up as yourself, you become way more appealing. So next time you're with her, relax. Don't force it. Don't try to be the funniest, the smartest, or the most charming guy in the room. Just be. Listen more than you talk. Be present instead of performing, because the moment you stop seeking approval is the moment you start getting it. Create a story, not a transaction. Ever notice how the best relationships feel like a story rather than a checklist? Too many guys treat dating like a business deal. I took you out, I gave you compliments, I was nice, so now you should like me. But that's not how attraction works. Women don't fall for logic, they fall for emotion, for the experience, for the story. Picture two guys. One is always trying to win her over, making sure everything is perfectly aligned, rushing the process. The other? He's just living his life, having fun, enjoying the moments as they come. Which one do you think is more attractive? I knew a guy who liked a woman who barely noticed him at first. Instead of chasing, instead of forcing anything, he just focused on himself. He was fun, relaxed, and had his own thing going. And months later, out of nowhere, she started showing interest. Why? Because he gave the story time to build. He let her curiosity grow. That's the key. Attraction isn't a business deal, it's a journey. When you stop trying to force an outcome and just enjoy the ride, that's when real connections happen. Control your emotions, control the frame. You ever notice how the guy who seems to care the least often has the most control? It's not because he's playing games or being a jerk. It's because he's not emotionally dependent on the outcome. When she pulls back, don't panic. When she takes hours to reply, don't double text. When she says, "I don't know how I feel," don't beg for clarity. The moment you start overreacting, overthinking, and chasing, you lose the frame. Instead, stand your ground. Let her come to you, not in a cold or distant way, but in a way that shows you're secure, you're not easily shaken, and you don't need her approval to feel good about yourself. Women are naturally drawn to a man who isn't desperate for their validation, a man who can handle uncertainty without losing his cool. That's real confidence. At the end of the day, the best way to attract a woman is to be someone worth attracting. That means having your own life, your own mission, your own standards. When you stop chasing and start living, everything changes. Because the right woman will recognize your value without you having to convince her. So stop trying so hard. Be cool, be confident, and most importantly, be the guy she wants to chase, not the one begging for attention. Trust me, she'll like you way more if you do. Now go out there and handle it like a man.